Hi, it's Maria from the Tarot Shop here, and in this video, this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a Celtic Cross spread. And it's a much requested video. I've shuffled this deck well, so I'm going to basically talk you through how to do it, where the positions are, and give you a sample of what that would look like. The caveat that I will put in this is that actually Celtic crosses have variations. So my Celtic cross will not be the same as another reader's Celtic cross. And that's because I've been working with mine for such a long time that actually I changed a couple of positions in it. But actually it's irrelevant. It works for me and my cards know how I do it. So you may not find that we're all one size doesn't fit all effectively. And I know a couple of tarot readers that have moved positions 7 and 8 around. So they've done a quick switch. It's the same as a couple of tarot decks, for example. Positions 8 and 11 get switched where in some decks where 8 is not the strength, it's the justice card, etc., etc. So it's not without slight changes. So all I can do is teach you the one that I do. It works very well. It's worked very, very well for me for many years. And I'll go through it when I explain it to you. It is based on the original Arthur Waite one with the Rider-Waite deck. So that's basically where it stems from. So I'm going to stop waffling. I want to say this to you. When you do the Celtic Cross, when I do the Celtic Cross, it's for 6 months. And I don't tend to ask specific questions like, am I going to meet my boyfriend, or am I going to meet my soulmate? Or I don't tend to ask questions about love specifically, or even necessarily about a particular job. What I will do is ask for a general reading on career, a general reading on love, and a general reading on them, because that's the whole point of a Celtic Cross. It's the general reading, and then it allows you to kind of tune in, if you like. I always use a crystal, so I get myself in a position before, in a meditative state, mildly. Remember this, I'm just doing this as a practice, so this is not, but I will actually get myself in a situation where I'm ready to read for the customer, the client, and 9 times out of 10 I pick some things up before they actually sit down anyway. So I'll just open the door and see if Spirit would like to tell me if there's anything in particular. So without any more waffling, I'm going to put a PDF attached to this video so you can actually download it and print it and then use it yourself until you get comfortable. Right, so let's get on with it. So we've got, I've shuffled the cards, and I'm going to ask for a general reading for a fictional character called John, and he wants to know about his career. Oh, there we are, straight away we popped out there. My cards are so funny. We've popped out with the 8 of Pentacles, which is about mastering a career. Anyway, so I'm just going to leave that in position 1 because obviously it flew out for a reason. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, the reason they call it a Celtic cross is because guess what it looks like? It's a cross. These normally would be underneath, so you create the whole pillar. But obviously, to keep it nice and tidy on a table, we keep it to the side there. So this is the Celtic cross. Now, for the first position, this is the whole situation. So what's going on? What is the root of it? No, not necessarily the root, but what's the situation here for the querent, which is the person that you're reading for? Just a quick note on significators. I don't add them. You may see some people do it. Well, they will look through the court cards and they'll choose either a male or female court or a younger knight or page for the person that they're reading for, and they'll pop it underneath there. Sometimes they do it, for example, this is the King of Pentacles, so you may put a significator under there. If it's a guy who's a business guy, then you might go, well, actually that looks right. Bear in mind that these all have elements, so the King of Pentacles is an earth, so that will be an earth sign, male earth sign. So I just find that actually I let the cards do the work. I don't tend to do any of this work myself. So this is what's going on in the environment. This is a situation. And the next card that I read with that is this one here. So these two are linked. And this is a card of nostalgia. and thinking of the past. So I would know immediately that we've got a situation here, and I always turn these two together, that we've got a situation here which is about him creating his business opportunities. So creating his, mastering his work. So he's money, he's mastering it. It's the master craftsman. It's about him becoming a master. And actually it's linked to the past in some way. So he's feeling quite nostalgic about it. It could be that actually he's just dreaming about it an awful lot. Position 2 is what covers him. So it's what's an obstacle, what's getting in the way of him basically establishing this. And it's the Ace of Wands. So what's getting in the way of it, or an obstacle of it, is it could be that it's new, it's brand new. And as you're talking to him, you'll say, right, okay, is this a brand new opportunity? Are you looking for something new? Do you feel as if you would like something new? So it's an obstacle, really, and it's his desire for newness, or it is that it's new. This is the distant past. So this is almost like what's at the root of it all, and what's driving the whole reason. So it's hidden, it's under the surface. If you think it's at the bottom of the cross here, so it's underneath it all. And this is the moon. So this is hidden things, so hidden past. So it could be that a while ago, usually 6 months ago, something was revealed to him. So it could be that actually an opportunity or something happened. There was some kind of conversation, some trigger, and it was a major one because it's a major arcana that actually triggered him to look for something new, or something revealed itself to him. In the recent past, this 6 months ago, this is 3 months recently, he took a bit of a break mentally. So he was feeling quite refreshed. He took some time out and he decided to have a break for some reason. You may find that something else was happening in the querent's life at that point. And then look at this. So now what you've got is, remember, we're talking about a business reading, and you've actually got a 2 of cups here. So this suggests a partnership. And it's in the here and now for the next, I tend to cover about 6 weeks, but it is actually, strictly speaking, in my readings, this is here and now for the next 3 months. So 0 to 3 months. Any time from now up until 3 months' time, there's the coming together of 2 people for a common goal. Now, this could be a business partnership or a relationship that's, you've got a common interest in place. You're building a union, and usually partnership. Now, in the future, so we've got from 3 to 6 months' time, we've got the disappointment card here. So actually, we don't say that, by the way. We don't say these things until we've actually, you must remember that the person that you're speaking to remembers every single word that you say. So with Celtic crosses, never rush them. This is obviously, I'm tutoring you here, but you never rush this. You take a good gauge on it all. You know that that's a negative card, so you then would put another card on top of it before you read that situation. Okay, so I would do that now, and I would say, right, okay, it looks as if you are, okay. So you've got things haven't quite panned out because you're still setting up foundation. So the 4 of Wands is about establishing something. So you're a bit frustrated. I would say, though, you might be expecting things to happen quite quickly, but actually it's going to take a little bit of time to set itself up, and that will disappoint you a little bit. But we'll see what happens in the final outcome. And how they see themselves is the Ace. So this is how you see yourself. And they're clear thinkers. So this is a very focused individual. And the hopes and fears. Well, I wouldn't imagine that for a moment that he hopes loss, but he definitely fears it. So he fears loss. And the final outcome is the Hanged Man. So he's actually going to end up over the 6 months giving something up, making some form of self-sacrifice in order to achieve this dream. Okay, so that's kind of like a general reading. And he would then say to you, right, okay, so I want to know a bit like what else is coming. So you just literally take another card and you go, okay, look, so this is great. We've got, again, Pentacles. So this is about money, and he's watching his money grow. So things aren't going to happen overnight. And that's what I would say to this person. Things aren't happening overnight, but it's there. You can see you've got some good, strong financial cards here. The final outcome is that you will have to give something up. It's probably going to be an existing job in order to be able to do this, or you're going to have to make a sacrifice at work. It's very difficult to do a Celtic cross without the person in front of you. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult because as you're talking to them, it makes more sense. And they're able to add their insights into it. It's not a cold reading as such. It's like a communication between the two of you. And look at that. He's got some celebration there. So things are going to work out very well for him within the next 6 months, but it's going to take time. And one of the obstacles is that, you know, it could be that it's a new life. Maybe there's some newness here around the fact, because this is a brand new start. So maybe it's a brand new start and he's got some frustrations because it's still not established. But this partnership is very significant. So you could put another partner, you go, okay. And this person's going to help you because you feel as if you're on your own. You know, you feel as if we've got the 9 of Wands here, which means that you're standing up for yourself. There's been a lot of battling here. You're quite battle weary. But you're almost there because it's a 10. So this person comes in and actually helps you with that. And then you've got the 3 of Pentacles. So again, it's a new contract. So it looks as if, you know, this is how you would do a Celtic Cross for a business reading. And you do something very similar. It's always funny how the cards come through. You'll tend to get lots of Pentacles when it's a money reading. You tend to get lots of Cups when it's a love reading. It really is. And look out for things like, for example, the majors. How many majors? This was a very ordinary reading from the point of view that it's a very established time. It's not really as if any kind of like shocks or anything like that come in. Now let's do one quickly for love. It's one of the most common, you know, we're all looking for happiness and love. So usually it's about business, changing home, or love. So let's ask the cards about a lady called, what should we call her? Celia. Beautiful name. Celia. So Celia wants to know, is she going to meet the man of her dreams? Because she's been on her own for a little while. This is a makeshift. Don't get too excited, cards. This is very makeshift. They'll tune in on somebody called Celia. So I need to just pull them back a little bit. Fictional, just an example. We're just going to do this and we're going to go, right, okay. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So pop the cards to one side. I've already shuffled them. You saw me doing that. So this is what's going on. This is the obstacle because it crosses that person. So what's going on? That's what's crossing them. Distant past, recent past, here and now. So now for the next 3 months. Future. So 3 to 6 months time. This is what's in the environment. So this should always tally with this. And this is kind of like, yeah, it's what's going on within the outside influences, family, close friends. It's impacting them. It's in their environment. How they see themselves, their hopes and fears, and their final outcome. How they see themselves, hopes and fears, and final outcome. So what's going on? Obstacles, distant past, recent past, here and now, future, environment, see self, hopes and fears, and final outcome. But I will have written that down for you. And I'm going to just take it a bit slower. I'm going to unpack them all. Look at that. Straight away, we've got in this love reading 2 majors. So I'm going to just show you how to do this. We've got a major situation here. Major situation. Because it's very significant, should we put that? Because when you have major cards, like the major arcanas, you can see these are all major arcanas. When you have these, you know that this is a transitional time for this person. So they're talking about love, and actually it's very significant reading. So environment, see self, hopes and fears, and final outcome. And again, we've got a major arcana. So how you read this? You've looked, first of all, actually that's ironic because I said that you tend to get lots of cups in a love reading. But so the question was for Celia, will I meet the love of my life? I've been on my own for a long time now. Okay, so in the environment, we can see already, you've got the Chariot and you've got the Queen of the Cups. So she wants to take charge. She's desperate for forward movement and she needs to love somebody. So you've got the Queen of Cups here. She wants to nurture and take care of somebody. And actually, she just wants to get on with it. She wants it to happen. She wants to take charge of it. She's almost willing it into practice because a Chariot is a very forceful card. It means that you can see that he he basically has to take charge, because one of these could go in either direction. So it's sometimes the card of choice, but actually this is about the fact that this person here, this Celia, wants to love somebody, and she just wants it to happen already. What's her obstacle, or what's holding her back, what's in the way of it, is her inner strength. So it could be that actually she is not really, she's trying to control it a little bit too much. She's not relaxed with it. She's not trusting the universe. She's not trusting the flow of life, you see, because actually she's got inner strength here. So, and because it came through as an obstacle as opposed to a helping card, then actually this is something that's going against her. And it's going against her, the fact that she's got this inner strength. It could be that sometime in the past she's been hurt, and therefore she's had to be self-reliant. So you can see where that would go. Now, at the root of it all, underlying it all, distant past, and actually why this has happened, is an evolutionary change. Usually suggests that there was a relationship there that actually significant. It ended because it was time for it to end, and actually it was time to move on. Because it's distant past and its reason, I wouldn't say it's 6 months ago. It feels much longer than that ago. And then you've got recently, she's having to be patient. It's almost like the balancing of pouring from one cup to the other, the emotional cup. And this is really going against her, because you can see already we've got quite a strong lady who has inner strength, who wants to take charge, and she's having to wait. And it's quite frustrating for her. So you'll see that that's recently what's been happening for her, is she's playing the waiting game. So it wouldn't suggest that she's met anybody, because you haven't actually got, or she could have met somebody who was making her wait around. It does suggest that she's got a male here. Now, she needs to take responsibility. I do the reasons where I say, right, okay, she needs to take responsibility of the way she thinks, because we've got the King of Swords. So that's about taking responsibility for your thoughts. But in addition to that, there is a man here. So this is interesting. It could be that she's drawing him towards her. I'll pull another card on that, because having that man there is like, is he going to be the one? Am I going to meet the man of my dreams? Is not really, that one card is not really significant. You'd need to have the Lovers and the Two of Cups and all those sorts of things to support that card and say, yes, it is. Now you can see she's got some conflict going on here with regards to in the 3 to 6 month period. So it looks as if she might be maybe having some disagreements with somebody around actually clearing through stuff to do with the past. Fives are conflict, but they're turning points before you're able to move onwards. So I'll pull another card on that in a minute, and you'll see what I do then. And then we've got here how she sees herself. She's very generous. So she's loving and generous, but she's strong, you see. What she fears is heartbreak. So now we're getting into the situation. We got the situation where we go, actually, this is a lady who's very vulnerable. Even though she's got this strength, she really doesn't want to. She fears this letdown, this disappointment. And then the wonderful thing is that over the next 6 months, because remember, this is a 6 month reading, we've got it completing, or the completion card, the final outcome is the High Priestess, which says this is about secret knowledge, hidden knowledge. So actually she has got the knowledge within her. And I would suggest that this is a lady who's very capable of pulling on her inner strength to bring somebody towards her, to decide what it is that she wants to, and listen to her intuition. She doesn't really need to consult with the cards, because this is somebody who would know whether that person was the right one or not. So High Priestess is also when you go through a period of time in your life, so everything starts happening for a reason. High Priestess is about intuition, timing, synchronicity, and it's a beautiful card because it means that the divine is in charge. So I said I would pull one on here, so I would just literally lift that and I go, oh look, it's very, so magic is happening here. So we've got a man being magicked, you know, or there's mastery. So she could be about to meet somebody who is very masterful, and then they go on a journey together. This disagreement wouldn't almost make her start again. So when she's saying the one, I would say here, very tactfully, again, very tactfully, maybe that is just like a little interlude. I wouldn't say that you know, necessarily the one. You really need to go with the flow here, because the High Priestess is an operation here. And you're about to embark on a brand new journey. What could happen here is there's some conflict around the fact that they need to begin their journey together, or she needs to take a leap of faith, you see, because remember, she fears She fears heartbreak. So she may need to take a leap of faith. So that's what I would, that's how I would interpret that. So those are two samples of the Celtic Cross that I use. And as mentioned, I will attach a PDF to the bottom of the video here so that you can download it and get practicing. Remember to look out for things you're looking for. Lots of fours, if you're looking for lots and lots of things that, if you've got lots of major arcanas in the reading, then you know this is a very significant time. If it's lots of minors, then you know it's just it's a business as usual. Look out for lots of love. Don't speak too soon. Don't rush the Celtic Cross. Never rush it, because then you'll blurt out things that really you should be keeping to yourself. Remember that when you read for people, they hear every single word that you say and they will remember it. So be kind and be cautious, and you are not an oracle from the point of view that you know everything, because remember also Querent has free will. That's the beauty of life. You can say, in a current situation, the way that if you carry on the way that things are, this looks as if this is what's going to happen. They have free will. At any point in time, they can decide to change their course of direction. And if they do decide to do that as a consultation from the cards, they could have another reading in a short period of time to see if they've changed the trajectory of that. It's very good to do this for yourself as well. So if you've got a business situation and you're not quite sure, you just ask the cards to give you an overall reading on it. So that's the Celtic Cross, and this is Maria from the Tarot Shop. If you've liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. I would love that. You really help the channel's growth, and then we can get out there to more people who can learn how to use one of the most empowering tools that we have in our toolbox. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.